logos, so in the meantime, I made my own. But, Enrique, come on, where you?
I'm here. So
What the hell?
Who's today?
It's NoGi. Go get changed up. So guys, we're at Silver Fox BJJ 561. What does 561 stand for? It's the area code of West Palm Beach, Florida. Is this his official residence, president-elect?
Yes.
And a great jiu-jitsu, although always late and always not listening to directions. Didn't stretch out, Enrique. So guys, we're doing a grand opening. It's a brand new academy. Well, it's not brand new, but you know.
1 year old, baby.
Yeah. You know, when you do a grand opening, you want it to be grand. And no logos, so we're gonna take this up on the wall in the meantime. So guys, if you're in Southern Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, what else is down here? I don't know. Anyways, if you're in Southern Palm Beach, if you're in Southern Florida, guys, come tomorrow at 11:30 to 1:30. We're gonna be doing a seminar to celebrate the grand opening.
4 p.m.
So guys, how is this audio? Because we actually switched rooms, so Enrique has actually 2 rooms, one small one. I believe this is better, but hopefully it is. So guys, when yeah, you made me lose my train of thought. So tomorrow, 11:30 to 1:30 is NoGi. Anybody's welcome. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. There's a ton of people coming in from New Jersey. I believe we may be able to take over Florida.
Oh, yes, we're trying.
And drag it up to North Jersey. Anyways, guys, we have a really good episode today. Well, we always think we have a good one.
You said we didn't have a logo.
So today we're going to talk about engaging an unwilling opponent. This has become one of my most frustrating. And I remember this like yesterday. I'm okay to get submitted in training, and well, you know, if it's a good technique, if the guy does something well, and I just was not technically prepared for it. So I'm okay with that. The thing that frustrates me more than anything else is when you have a guy that's very kind of like very cagey, just basically a lot of grip fighting, and that is extremely frustrating to me because it's very difficult to get something going. So you need to combine things. You cannot just go and you know, attack with your plan. You need to kind of create an opening. And that can be very difficult because that grip fighting, especially guys that were wrestlers. So usually it's kind of funny in jiu-jitsu, there's a lot of wrestlers, and there's kind of 2 groups. There's the guys that just kind of take whatever they had from wrestling and really kind of soak in the ideas from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They become really, really good at submission grappling and the BJJ. And the other guys, they tend to be kind of like, tend to use a lot of just wrestling and really don't evolve too much. And I'm trying to, you know, I have a lot of wrestlers in my school. I try to kind of help them kind of, you know, bring in Jiu-Jitsu into their game because then they become really, really good. So let's talk about sort of some of the things what you could do. So a lot of times, especially in NoGi, you know, they usually tend to be on the knees, you know, and the reason for that is they're kind of stopping entries into the legs. And as you sort of, you cannot, you know, you get the head, they just grip fight. So usually they kind of bring your arm down. A lot of times they bring it across. So these are kind of things you're going to have to deal with. So you have to kind of combine a lot of things. Yeah. Can I punch him? So anytime that happens, guys. So let's go back. So I'm going to be on Enrique's left side. Apparently, we've been apart too long, so his right arm has atrophied to a point where it hurts extremely because I have not been stretching it out for about a year. So I need to work on his left arm, which is funny because that is my weak side. So let's see how it goes. So as he's grip fighting, right? So my preferred attack is arm drag. And, you know, if he brings it outside, I have omoplatas and I have split guard. Or if I can sort of, if I can get the, I'm going for, what do you Those are my preferred ways to attack from open guard. And they're highly effective, but if you have a guy that's really good, you need to go with slightly different grip fighting. So a lot of times I go with Marcelo style arm drag and I threaten the back. So even if the guy postures up, I can pop up and now you can have things going on. Another another way that you could do is, especially when you get the cross, so slide by or throw by. This is really good because again, I'm just creating an opening. This may not necessarily be easy for me to wrestle up, but as he's recovering, yeah, I went there. I went for your bad arm. Now I have the connections that I need. So this is one of the most important points, and it's kind of funny because sometimes these things drive me so crazy. And I remember, at Renzo's, there was a couple of guys that were, a couple of guys that fought MMA. Some of them were like pretty high up in the UFC. That would have that, they would be sort of maybe offensively a good blue belt, good purple belt. Defensively, a really good black belt. And when I trained with them, it would frustrate. If I could not finish or get stuff going, I'd be extremely frustrated. So I've been playing with this, and then periodically I kind of put it on the shelf because most people will engage. Most people you can kind of get the grips and start going. Well, now I'm back at it, and I actually, when I'm searching for something, and this is very important for you, when you are looking to improve, look for things that you're working on. Make your training productive. Make it, okay, I'm going to be working these sets. Of course, if they don't give you that look, it's okay. You're going to do something different. And I actually looked online, and there is very little information on this. Very, very little information. Usually when people show you stuff, they already have that initial grip. So if Enrique grabs my head, I already have the initial grip. I will stretch out your left arm.
Thank you.
So yeah, this is an easy finish. Yeah, if I can get the grip, or if he makes a mistake and kind of, now I have the initial grip. So it's easy to demonstrate things with the initial grip. Nobody wants to see anybody play patty cake, but guess what? There are times when you might be forced to do that. Interestingly enough, you cannot play patty cake at MMA. Because once you
That's the best patty cake.
What's the next flight out of here? So, when you incorporate striking, people now start to react differently. But in Jiu-Jitsu, we don't have that. So you need to figure out a way to engage the guy. This is not on them, this is on you. You got a guy, if I'm a black belt, which I am, if you will. Let's suppose I am. And you go with a blue belt or purple belt, what do you expect them to do? They're gonna play defensively. Because and they're waiting for you to make a mistake. And if you don't make a mistake, now it's like, okay, if you make a mistake, you better be good enough to bail out of that mistake. Or you need to also have the ability to tie them up. If it's nothing scored, you've had that match. I was going to deport you. You had that, right?
Yeah.
This is probably, so Enrique, in my mind, is a world-class competitor. But his brain doesn't know it. Sometimes the right Enrique shows up. Sometimes it's like, who the hell is this schlub? That was probably my most frustrating experience to watch you do that when nothing happened. The guy had 60 pounds on you.
A little bit more.
Okay, whatever.
Thank
but
you.
Nothing happened. And he tried. But the guy was a purple or brown.
I think purple.
You were black, relatively new. And it just, nothing happens. Guys, there's nothing that frustrates me more than nothing happening. So, you need to make things happen. So let's go over a couple of, we're out of time, or questions, or what are we doing?
We do have questions.
Yes.
We are running out of time.
Oh, crap. All right, let's take the question because,
So one, we had a lot of good mornings. We have a lot of requests from, just remember their names, Enrique, GM Baseball, and Ensberg have requests for Megalodon entries, triangle entries.
I still have the list that I
Yes.
started on the pandemic.
Which we could take up on the app. But JC Paris asked is it different if the guy is standing and not on the knees?
Yes, it is. But believe it or not, we actually talked about it. It's easier for me to do it standing. So guys, we're gonna take it up on the app because the sequences are very important. How do you string? They need to be logically strung together in a way that you have efficiency of movement. Because if the guy's slapping you down, he's kind of very fast. So you need to kind of do it in a way that kind of, even if he's fast, like suddenly there's a bit of an exposure. Maybe his elbow flares out, or a lot of times, this is one of the most important things, and I come back to it, yeah, still. So a lot of times, if I'm doing this drag and the guy pulls out, a lot of times, this is the entry into the legs. So usually, whether I use an arm drag or whether I use, so usually I prefer the 2-on-1 rather than the Marcelo style, but I'm incorporating the Marcelo style arm drag because I think I have no other choice. But if I'm going for his left arm, usually to stop that entry, he puts weight on that leg, on his leg. So I'm going for the opposite leg because now there's weight off it. Now, if he's standing, it's basically the same principle, but a lot of time I have a little bit easier entry for that because if the guy's standing, I dump or dump sweep him or at least threaten. So if Enrique actually, I just hope I don't rip your bad arm. So as I pull, now I have the entry. So a lot of times, even if he recovers, I have the entry that I'm looking for. Oh yeah. Go ahead, take it. Let's have a race. Take it. Make my day. It's basically the same principle. The guy can move faster, but I actually like a faster game where that's more likely they're gonna make a mistake before I do. So and a lot of times what happens as this is going on, they have a tendency to dive in kind of, because they're fast, they could just drop in their weight on me, which is fine because usually, again, I'm looking for the exposure on that, be it the legs, be it the head, or be it the arm. And we're out of time, guys. We're going over to the app side. I will see you there. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at Silver Fox BJJ 561, West Palm Beach, Florida.